Hi all, welcome to this SBC guide for FIFA 18 guys. We're going to cover a lot of stuff in this, so be prepared. This is why it's such a long video, and this is something I'm going to cover for pretty much the whole of FIFA. I'll update as the weeks and months progress, so if you can smash likes guys, it would be awesome. Sub to the channel if you're new. Follow me on Twitter at GTheLegend. All the links are down below for playlists in the channel and social media links as always. Basically, the premise of this is to kind of cover the ones that are always worth doing. If you remember my spreadsheet for FIFA 17 when it came to the run up to Team of the Season, this is like this but in video form, and I've got a sheet as well. So I've got a fresh account guys, this is my second account, well it's a third account I should say because it's not my trading one. But basically, SBCs like the Let's Get Started. You've obviously got to do these to even touch any of the other SBCs, obviously you get the starting message. This one's straightforward, nothing too difficult. Good thing is you're getting a few packs right away to kind of build up your club right away, and in all honesty, for like the spend, it's 150. Like if you want to put it that way, it's not even 150 coins spent. They're all untradeable cards. So what you're finding is right away you're putting in 3 untradeable cards that for the SBC would normally cost like in this case 450. You're not even spending 450 coins. It is 0 coins, and all you're having in return is a 400 coin pack to kind of boost up your coins. Now I make one slip up where I give up the Fiorentina guy. I kind of regret it later on. It was kind of a slip up, but in reality I wasn't too fussed. I knew in terms of how to prepare the rest of the what do you call it, all the other SBCs were kind of sorted, and I made a simple mistake where I should have had Spain for one link, but we sorted that, and right away we're already up to like 4 packs. And the 2 players pack, these are the kind of packs that are always handy for the start of FIFA. I'm pretty sure everything's untradeable, so it's a bit of a bummer. But as you can see, there's a healthy amount of SBCs, reserves, substitutes and starting XI. For reserves, a good way obviously is just all bronze. I eventually get this done. Obviously with what I had in the club already, I was a bit threadbare. So I just had to kind of use what I already had in the club, and because if you pick one nation right away guys, in this case I had went Spanish, so all I had to do was kind of rely on what I had from a Spanish perspective, and I was sorted. And as you can see, I have got a rare goalie which kind of just covers my back as well. But what we do is, especially, is we just kind of build around the Spanish players. That's kind of the premise, and we've got a lot of English players as well, so we just kind of jig around, and that's kind of your way about this. Obviously the goalie that we have that's the rare, he will come into the team as well. But what you find is guys, for this kind of SBC right away, it's very simple, but right away I'm going to have to buy players. Now I've only got like 500 coins or whatever, 200 coins, but it just kind of shows right away you're already having to work hard to do that SBC. Substitutes, this one straightforward. I didn't have really any silvers and I didn't have the coins, but it's quite straightforward. Just kind of cover the requirements, kind of similar to reserves, and you're sorted. The gold one, the handy thing about this guys is I had a lot of Spanish players already, and if I'd kept the gold that I used up earlier, it would have been kind of a wee bit more achievable in doing. But just to say as well, I give up Terry later on. I give him up. But these are the easy ones to do guys. As long as you've got a gold team and it's one league, you're kind of covered. As long as you've got a couple of rares in the equation as well. With the Sadio Mane SBC guys, what I've done, I'm not doing it for these ones in particular because I know they're really expensive. It's like 250, 300k to do depending on your console. I'm not building 4 routes guys for now. When it comes to obviously the guide more updated later on, I will build the routes on top of when I do the actual video for the Player of the Month. But as you can see, we've got a brick slot in the left mid position, but obviously you've still got to get your 10 Premier League players in, and then you've got to get an 83 rate squad. Cards like your Schmeichel, like your Mustafi, they're the kind of useful cards to kind of get you done and sorted. The Senegal route, very easy, but the overall is the killer. You're looking for 2 golds that are high rated, that are Senegalese, and then building quite a high rated team around them. People will slip up and they might put Mane in this kind of team. Don't try and use him for later on because you have to use him, and that's where the costs are kind of built up. This is not as expensive as it can be, but for a 15k pack, which is a gold players pack, in all honesty, for the spend, it is not fundamentally worth doing. the card itself is what you're kind of buying and you're spending on. And it's start of FIFA, it's not worth the hassle. For this one, Mane's journey, Metz, Salzburg, Southampton, they're cheap enough to get, especially on like open bid. And there's enough, I'm sure Salzburg have 1 gold, I think, or even not even a gold. But Southampton and Metz can get decent enough players, and the overall's fairly achievable on a cheap basis. And for a 25k pack, this is probably one of the few that's actually worth doing for the value. So it's kind of worth it in a sense. And then for a 7.5k pack for an 80 overall rate squad, guys, this is not worth really doing. If you want it from a pack perspective, obviously if you're wanting the Mane card, then it is worth doing. But your total costs, all told, are like 250k. And but Watford, Palace, Arsenal, you can get the Watford and Palace players for actual like this card. It's kind of crazy. You wouldn't think that, but it's, in reality, you're probably building not really an EPL squad. You want to try and build another league to kind of cover your back. But all told, further pack rewards and on top of a Mane player month card, is it, in my opinion, worth it? I would say no. I would keep away from it. If I was thinking of from pack value to spend, it's a big loss. It's a very considerable loss of cards. The brick slots one, this is where you've got to kind of have whatever links up your 2 CDMs, and then same for, in this case, the 2 centre backs, the CDM has to link up, and the 2 mids have to link up the striker. We used Terry and a German German player, and it worked. You get a left forward and a right forward card, which you use for the correct position, SBC. This gets you a premium bronze pack, and because we're still using up untradeable players, what helps for this is that our spend is pretty much non-existent. The what helps us is the packs that we're getting in return. Obviously, anyone that we do get kind of helps out, and we're trying to use obviously the low to high so that we end up using up the untradeable players first. Because I opened up the packs, like about 5 or 6 of the free packs that we've got, and I was just trying to see what players we ended up getting. Perfect links is quite straightforward, and this is a silver players pack, so it's not too bad if you can get some luck with it. What you find is with these these are the common SBCs that you do. We tend to get last year where it was like they made an emphasis on like focusing on like your nations and your links. These really do test you. It makes you think to yourself, how do I build it? Now, everyone's got different ways of doing it, and everyone will have different players to use. Obviously, when you see how threadbare we are already, and it is, I'm making this hard work already only because I'm trying to say to myself, what do I have that will help me do this? Like, I can give up the silvers, I can give up the gold, only because for the purpose of this guide, guys, I'm trying to make sure that this is done. And then you do say to yourself, well, what can I change? It's in all honesty, guys, it's a very easy SBC. I'm only making it hard work because I'm trying to say to myself, well, where am I going wrong? Because I'm trying to say to myself, right, well, and in this case we give up a gold striker, and I'm like, does it really matter? No, because we've got the loyal lads one. I'll get a route up for. So basically what you want is your 3 players of 3 leagues. I went for Germany. The centre back that's on the bench, if I had him in the second Bundesliga, would have been sorted, but that's why the concept player is obviously non-loyal. But in the end, these things happen, but we get on with it. Obviously, marquee matchups, guys, always worth doing. The marquee matchups for this week came to around the cost just now of around 20 to 22k. Obviously, it will vary every week, but you get a pack reward of 82,500 coins. Now, a good way of this I did was Davis, Dawson and Fonte. Fonte you can get for 350, Davis and Dawson you get for 300 and 350 respectively. Then with Chelsea, Man City, the saving grace for this is Caballero and Delph, because obviously they're above 76 rated. Delph's not that expensive, and I've packed him quite a couple. I've packed him like 2 or 3 times already. And Caballero on my main account, I packed him right away, and I was able to do it. And then all these guys you can buy for discard, so right away you're already saving a bit of coinage. So your only real spends are Caballero and Delph. Milan and Roma, this is another easy route. What Gomez you can buy for discard. Abate you can nearly buy for discard. The guy striker for Roma you can buy for 350, and I was never expecting that. But pretty much the rest of the team is a 300. Priegi and Sportiello are 350 spends. The mids like Felipe and Lazovic, they're all 300s. And I mean it because I've been able to buy them enough times already this FIFA to build up the coins. Nice and Marseille, the 4 bronzes you can buy for 150, and you're kind of that right away a 600 spend. The non-rares, the Santa Maria, Amadou, and Telai and Bal, 300, and Bal is 350. And then it's a case of the Marseille players and Sarr. If you can get these guys for cheap, you're laughing. I've seen Rolando and Pella go for 300 and 350. Sarr's about 354, and Sakai's about 700-800. I've noticed. But in all honesty, it's not been too bad to build that route. And as I said, for 82,500 coins and for costing you about 20k max, it's actually not too bad. I made profit because I packed Schmeichel, Khedira, Barzagli. That's who I got my own marquee matchups. For the From Munich, Douglas Costa SBC, my recommendation is one nation, but try and find a cheap nation that's got enough rated players to kind of do it. I'm just using MLS as an example, guys. It's relatively cheap. I think total spends realistically can be done in about 2.5k. You can probably do this for 2,200. It all depends. Until it would be 2,050. It would all be depending on who you buy, and obviously you buy them for 150. The same would apply to Turin. Obviously we've got 2 golds in for good measure in the form of Kearney and MacArthur and Snodgrass. Sorry, MacArthur 300, Snodgrass and Kearney for 350. The rest of the silvers, only Barry Douglas would be your only real expensive buy. Obviously you can change him out for another Scottish left back and you'd kind of be sorted, no problem. But guys like Gilks, 150 for discard, Whitaker's like for discard, and you're pretty much sorted for that SBC. For the 3 packs all told, you're going to make profit, and it's about a 4 to 5k spend all told. 1 league attack, this is 750 coins at the very most, guys, for a premium silver players pack, which are around about, if I've roughly got my cost right, is it 6.5 or 7.5k? I can never fully remember. But for SBCs like this, when it's 1 league, go for the lesser leagues if there's not a rating requirement. So I went the lowest rated bronzes from the 3rd Bundesliga or the 3rd Liga, and it works to a T. One Nation midfield, Ghana's been very popular for this, for a 7.5k pack. I know this is not the cheapest, guys, so be fully aware of that. I have not made it the cheapest, but I'm just trying to show what you can do. And it's 22k worth of packs for about a 5k spend all told. But even then, it's not really. This is probably the most expensive one I've noticed, which is quite interesting. And I don't know why, when the multi-league and nation can be quite cheap. But the reason being, the multi-league nation, the 2 golds at centre back you can buy for 300 and 350 respectively. The mids you can buy for 150 respectively, and your 2 strikers for 150 respectively. So your total spend is only 1.4k, if I've roughly done one. Yeah, no, sorry, I tell you, 1.2k. 1.2k. My brain went blank on my maths here. 1,250 coins is what you'd spend. Honestly, when you try and do these videos and try to make sure you've done all your maths right, in reality, 5k spend for the very most is not going to happen, but obviously the One Nation is the most expensive. Rare 5, very, very cheap and very easy SBC. There's a lot of players in this that go for min. Like the 2 guys on the left that are Irish, they go for 150. The 3 Portuguese players, you can buy them for 300, and Taratina for 350. The Russian striker, you can put in anyone as long as it's at about rating for 150. Then you can buy the 3 Japanese players for 150. The 2 Colombians for for 250, and then you're pretty much sorted, guys. And it is a very cheap SBC to do. In terms of costings, it's probably going to set you back about 3-4k. 7 Suspects. This is a little bit more expensive, but the good thing is all the Belgians that you see, like Gilles, Lombards, these guys like Preyet, Vanaken, Vossen, sorry, not Vanaken. You can buy these guys for 300, 350 respectively. IU is probably your most expensive spend at around 700 coins, 700-800 coins, but it's not exactly a big game changer. The Prime 9, another cheap SBC. Your 2 expensive spends are Casillas and Suso. The rest of the players you can buy actually very, very cheap. Abora's another one that's slightly a little tad expensive, but the 3 silvers you can buy for cheap. They're like min price. Enric you can buy for his discard, and then Soldado you can buy for like 350, 400, and Camacho's around 700 coins as well. Then squad goals, guys, this is another cheap SBC. This is just all Brazilian. I will have all the links, guys, for all the squads on Twitter. I'll leave the link to the Twitter link with the spreadsheet of all this, so you're fully aware of everything. This squad this is actually one of the cheapest squads to do for both consoles, for PS4 and Xbox One. It just needs chemistry, guys, for loyalty. So just go and play that team with loyalty, and you'd be done, and you'd have the hybrid leagues done. And hybrid leagues, all told, for the packs is 160k for about a 25 to 28k spend. For the quads, really easy. What saves the cost really is when you see all the bronzes and the silvers that you can kind of put in to keep the costs down. Your only real spends are like Danny Garcia, Camacho, Javi Fuego, even Borriello you can buy for 350. So in reality, your spend right away aren't too bad. Another 7.5k pack. This is like Lagu 1, Lagu 2, it's just a case of Lineards are 300 spend. All the other guys you can buy for 150, which is kind of crazy. The striker on the left side, you can buy him for 150, but folk do try and put him up quite a fair bit, so be aware of that. But in all honesty, that is one of the cheapest routes to do. I'm quite surprised with it. It takes 8 championship squad, guys. This is dirt cheap to do. I'm talking like 4 to 5k to do, and for the reward of a 45k pack, guys, it is kind of crazy. And you don't even need loyalty. This squad works. You don't need position changes, and you're kind of sorted. Obviously, guys like Jota and Doi are a little bit expensive. This route, guys, really cheap to do. Howidis and De Vrij you can get cheap, but it's just trying to be very patient. Guys like Berisha, De Mayo, Berardi a little bit more expensive. Kurtic is cheap, Rincon is cheap, Lalic is very cheap. This is a 35k pack, guys. In terms of your total cost to do this particular SBC of the Hybrid Nations is only going to set you back 20 to 24k and 167k worth of packs. Puzzler, really straightforward, pretty much just discard players. The saving grace is Shakhtar. The back 5 of them and the front 6 of basically Bilbao and Sevilla and Leganes and the Deportivo. Straightforward, and it is not exactly difficult. It's pretty much 1.5 for the back, and then the midfield and forwards is going to set you back around 1.8. The intermediates, straightforward, and as you can see I've got Illaramendi. I've packed him on every account so far as a starting player, which is kind of crazy. But this route is relatively cheap. Like guys like Muller and Han you can get for 350. Ibai Gomez is a 350. Della Bella you can get for 300 if you're patient. Romain Thomas is a 350 spend if you're very patient as well. Tough is a mix of multiple leagues I should say. It's obviously because it's 6 leagues. But your Benfica guys, you can get them for about 700. Jagielka is about 5 to 7. Ziyech and El Amadi are about 5 to 7. Ziyech's 700, El Amadi is about 6. The 2 strikers you can buy for 350, quite straightforward. Marchetti is not too bad either. He's cheaper than Sportiello for this basic. I've seen other options, but Marchetti is cheaper. Hybrid Master, I spent ages, guys, trying to find a cheap solution for this, and honest to God, I was quite chuffed with this. Isaac, Castro and Kagawa saved the day. Scott Dan and Townsend, not a lot of people have used that route yet, and I can see once people realise that Dan and Townsend helped make this route work. Payet's about 2 to 2.5k spend, Casillas is about 850, 900, and all honesty, guys, to do the League and Nation Hybrid for 135k worth of packs and 13.5k coins, your total spend is only 20k. Now, for League SBC guys, there is only 2 at the moment worth doing. Fenerbahce, which will set you back around the 8k mark, 7 to 8k mark on all consoles, and it's a 25k pack. This is 100% guys the current cheapest route that I have seen. I have yet to see cheaper, because all the other players that are sitting on that work area, they're either slightly more expensive than other players. Chachachui should almost be cheaper than Valbuena, but he's not. Besiktas is the next closest cheapest SBC worth doing for a 25k pack as well, but that sent you back just over 10k, and for my personal opinion it is not worth doing. It's going to be under 10k to actually justify doing. I'd rather say 8k seems a better safety net. Then Tigres is another cheap SBC. This will set you back around 8, 9k, but even 6 or 7k depending on who you've already got. Because I know a lot of people have guys like the Cam, Vargas, there's some folk have quite a few of these players already packed guys, and right away what I've noticed is they're already saving a bit of money, and you're getting a 25k pack for your trouble. No loyalty, no position changes required. And in all honesty guys, so in all honesty, for a 660k worth of packs, which is roughly, for all the SBCs I've roughly shown, obviously the play of the month I'm not including in top of the value, but 130k spend roughly, in my opinion, surely to God, from 660k worth of packs you can almost practically get that 130k back, if not more, because you never know what you might pack, and also it depends what success you have. Obviously a lot of packs are untradeable as well, like the starting off ones, but plenty to kind of whet your appetite with guys. Hope you find this useful. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this SBC guide, what can be improved, and obviously I'll improve this as the weeks and months progress. Take it easy all, thanks for watching, smash likes as always, take it easy, and I will catch you all later.